Hi there. Welcome to today's session where we are going to talk about how to create a digital marketing plan. I am Irma Carsten. I'm from the Digital Marketing Academy and I'll be your facilitator for this session. And with me is my colleague, Nelson Kalula. He will be our moderator. So Nelson will man the comments and your questions in the comments. So welcome, Nelson, and thank you very much. I'd love to hear where all of you are from. So please let us know in the chat. Just type us your name and where you are based. We'd love to hear where you're from. So the Digital Marketing Academy, the head office is based in Cape Town. I am based in Johannesburg and Nelson is also based in Cape Town. So we'd love to hear where you are from. Let us know in the chat. And at any time during this session, please feel free to let your questions come. I'll take a few questions and Nelson will also be there to man them in the comments. Right, so let us then kick off. Thank you and welcome to the session. So today we are going to talk about what digital marketing is and why it is so useful for businesses. We are going to talk about how you can devise your very own digital marketing plan. And also then we're going to give you some top tips in terms of harnessing the power of digital marketing. So let's just take a moment or two just to see who we have in the session. Hi, we have Mulalo, we have Roxanne from Sandton, we have Susan from Cape Town, great, another Cape Town, and we have Abulele from Cape Town, Anna Marie Pretoria, another Pretorian is Nicolene. Hi, welcome everybody, it's good to see you here. I see Elna from Centurion and Lesego from Johannesburg. Welcome everybody, it's fantastic to see all of you in here. We hope you are going to enjoy this session with us. Right, so yes, as I said earlier, the chat is where you can get your ask all your questions, and thank you, Nelson, for manning them in there. Right, okay, so let us then, just to let you know, if you run a business or you own a small business or a charity, there are free mentoring sessions available by Google. Google Digital Skills offer these mentoring sessions, and you can then just register to attend them. And our skilled mentors will actually help you with all of your business needs in terms of digital marketing in those sessions. So do make use of that fantastic tool. It's absolutely free for business owners and charities. Right, okay. So before we start, let's just quickly, I want to just start off with a question. So just to get your fingers warmed up in the comments, just tell me tell us, how do you currently engage with your customers? How do you currently engage with your customers? Do you engage with them via social media? Do you advertise on Google? Do you utilize email marketing? How do you engage with your clients at the moment? We at the Digital Marketing are very active on our social media platforms. We are very active in email marketing, but we'd love to hear how you are currently engaging with your clients. There is, just so that you know, there is a bit of a delay from when I speak and when you can see what I'm saying, and also in the comments. So there's often a little bit of delay before I can see them. Right, so Nicolene says she engages with her customers via social media, LinkedIn and email. Fantastic. So a few channels that you utilize there. I see Cruz is connecting via social media platforms and email. Pila is via engage through WhatsApp and face-to-face communication. I see there is word of mouth and email, and also then another social media marketing and e-marketing from Vutomi. So thank you very much. It's fantastic to hear that you are engaging actively with your customers. So then let's have a look at let's do an introduction into digital marketing. Right, so what is digital marketing? If you have to define it, I'm going to ask you quite a few questions during this session. So in your own words, if you have to define digital marketing, what is this monster of a thing? If you need to give us your definition, how would you define it? Right, let us see the comments in the chat. What is digital marketing according to your definition? Let us know. I'll give it a moment before we move on. Right, I see while we're waiting that there are also face-to-face communications, emails, referrals, WhatsApp. Fantastic. Right, thank you very much, everybody, for your participation. Right, I don't see any comments in the chat then, but let's move on. What is digital marketing? Now, digital marketing concentrates on using the wide range of online tools and technologies that are available, but the focus should always be on understanding human behavior. Although we use it to promote our products or services by using electronic devices and the internet. Now, marketers face new challenges in this digital marketing marketplace that we are in, but they also have the opportunity to create personalized, relevant communications and content to develop deep relationships with customers based on ongoing interactions. So, what does that mean? Now, we live in a mobile world, and as you can see on the screen, that there are 747 million SIM connections in sub-Saharan Africa alone. 91% of South Africans own mobile phones, with 80% in Kenya and Nigeria, respectively. And then some 65% of the active mobile users in Nigeria have shopped online before. So, mobile has changed the way that we behave and has really accelerated the popularity of e commerce. Now, mobile in particular is changing how we act and behave as humans. We've never been more connected to information, to knowledge, and to people, and sometimes disconnected too. But we have the answer to pretty much anything right at our fingertips. Any questions that we could think of, we can get the answers instantaneously at our fingertips. So also we have the power then to do our own product research online. So then, what opportunities, I would love to ask you this question. What opportunities may arise from connecting with your customers online? Right, so think about it for a moment. What opportunities may you get from connecting with your customers online? Maybe you can now reach customers where you didn't have the opportunity before. In LinkedIn, for example, we use social selling where we can start creating connections and conversations with potential prospects and create those opportunities that may not have been available in person. What do you think? What are the opportunities that can arise with connecting with your customers online? You can have let us know in the chat, because it can also then really maybe open up some channels that you've never even considered before. So Anna-Marie says to communicate with possible clients and current clients. Fantastic. Yes. Nicolene says is to speak to anyone in the world. Absolutely. So connecting with customers online have actually made the global village so much smaller, where we can really connect with people across the globe and get the message out there. So there are a lot of benefits of being online for a business. So let's look at a few. Now, increased reach is one of the opportunities of being online, which means global access 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And increased reach also means that we can reach niche audiences and allow customers to find your products or your services easily. Some of the other opportunities are to learn more about your customers. You can conduct consumer or market research and keep up with your customers' demands and trends and behaviors in your markets. And also another opportunity is to communicate and support, because you can now improve your customer service with greater flexibility. You can communicate with your customers and get their feedback on your business instantaneously. So there are so many opportunities that now become available for being online in your business. So there are a few key channels to consider for your digital marketing strategy. In today's section, or in this section, we'll consider the 6 key channels of SEO, or search engine optimization, SEM, or search engine marketing, SMM, or social media marketing, display marketing, email marketing, and content marketing. Now, these elements, when they are blended together, will help to put your strategy together. So SEO is where, or search engine optimization, is all about optimizing your website so it shows up more often in search engine results. Now, in digital marketing, all paths lead back to the website. So whichever digital channels you are utilizing in your marketing strategy, it's important to understand and remember that everything comes together on your website. That's where conversion happens. That's where your users can find the answers to questions they may have, find information about your products or your services. So it's important for you to be really clear about the purpose of your website, the objective. What is it that you want users to do when they come onto your website? Some of the other channels and the other channels that we can consider is search engine marketing then. And this is where we pay for advertising for your website to appear in search engines. Google Ads, when users are searching for the solution that you have to offer or certain keywords of information that you have on your website can then be displayed, or pages of your site can then be displayed to these users who are actively searching. Then in terms of social media marketing, this is where we use social networks to gain traffic and attention and reach new people. Digital marketing in general is online advertising in many different formats on many websites across the internet. Email marketing is where we collect and use email addresses to communicate with users. And email marketing is one of the most effective ways of getting your consumers to convert, or your clients or prospects to convert, because it is a form of direct marketing and you can get a direct response immediately. Conversion rates on email marketing are high, so do not underestimate the power of email marketing. Then in terms of content marketing, as one of the channels to consider, is where you create and share different types of content like blog posts, videos, guides, infographics to attract the attention of your audience and then drive traffic. But content marketing is about giving valuable, value-added content to your users or to your consumers or your prospects without always just selling to them. So think about it. Which channels are you using? Before we move on, I would just like to pause for a moment. Are there any questions so far? I see there have been a few questions. Thank you so much, Nelson, for answering those questions and adding in the links in there. Thank you very much. If there are any other questions, please let us know throughout the session. Right, so then let's move on to how to build your digital marketing plan. So there are a few steps, and we're going to look at 6 steps to building an effective digital marketing plan. And we will unpack today in terms of how to, the step 1 will be to determine your business goals and objectives. Step 2 is focusing on your budget and resources available. Step 3 is about understanding your audience. Step 4 is where you pick the different channels that will work best for your strategy, planning your activities or your tactical plan, and then lastly, measuring success. So let's look at how to, let's touch on some tips in terms of social media marketing success. So if we look at your business goals and objectives, it is absolutely super important to understand that successful businesses are based on both goals and objectives. Now, you need to really be clear about the purpose of your business and identify the necessary actions that you need to take in your digital marketing efforts. So goals are general statements of desired achievement, while your objectives are the specific steps or actions that you need to take to reach those goals. For example, of a business goal, let's say Max owns a hairdressing business. Now, his business goals are to get more customers through the door and make people in his local area know that his business exists. So are you clear on your goals and objectives? That is absolutely step 1. You need to be really clear about what it is that you are trying to achieve. What does success look like in terms of your digital marketing efforts? Then the next step is, or a few examples of online objectives, is you need to now set your objectives with an online focus. So one of your objectives may be that you need to increase traffic through to your website. That should be one of your objectives, actually. Or one of your objectives could be to increase online sales if you have an e-commerce website where you can sell products online. Another example of an objective could be to increase social media page likes or follows, or to increase your online reach and awareness. Are you clear about what your objectives are? Do you have very clear online objectives? And then, how are they actually aligning to meet your business goals? Now, that is very important because those online objectives should definitely align with the business goals. So as mentioned, your online objectives are how you reach your business goals. So then they should obviously align with one another naturally. So if you look at your online objectives as an example, your online objectives could then be to increase your online reach and awareness, increase website sales, increase social media page likes or follows from your customers, or increase traffic through to your site. Where your business goals aligned to those online objectives would be to make more people aware that you exist by increasing your online reach and awareness, to sell more products via your website sales, to get found by more people. And this is where we use social media to find people where they are active online and where conversations are happening. Or your business goal could be to get more returning customers. And that's how we increase traffic through to the website. So make sure that you are, firstly, very clear about your business goals. What are you as a business owner, or if you work in a business, what is the business overall trying to achieve? What are the business objectives? And how do we then align online objectives to help meet those business objectives? Right, so let's have a look at then in terms of budget and resource, a crucial part of your planning and your strategy. So, because it is very important for you to understand what is possible in terms of what you can achieve with the resources and budget that you have available. Give yourself really an honest statement about what your challenges are. Maybe your challenge is about budget. If you look at Max, the hairdresser's statement, he says that he doesn't have a website as it's too much of an investment right now. What are your budget or resource limitations? It's not only about budget and monetary resources, but also human resources. Who do you have available that can actually spend time on building your online presence and meeting your online objectives? So be really clear and realistic in terms of what is possible with what you have right now. Next step is we're going to look at the audience. Absolutely crucial to be really, really clear about considering your audience and think about who your target audience actually is. Who are those people that you're trying to reach? Who are the people that you would like to do business with? Coming back to Max's example again, Max the hairdresser. So Max's target audience, in his words, he's targeting females in his local area. And in Max's words, my most valuable customers are females above 30 years old. They normally have children and work part-time. Most of them use Facebook. Can you see that knowing your target audience is about so much more than just demographic information? It's not just about where people are located and their age and gender, but about more about them as a person. What is it? What else makes sense to this person? What else is important to this person that you are trying to attract or to reach or engage in your digital marketing? Then if we look at marketing channels, this is also very important to really then determine which marketing channels are most effective for your business in terms of where your audience is active. So how do we choose the marketing channels then? And how do you know which are going to work best for your business needs? Not all marketing channels will suit your business goals. There are a host of marketing channels available in digital marketing. So you need to really consider which channels is going to work best for your business. And then we do that by using our online objectives. So if we look at some of the online objectives example, now, as we mentioned earlier, if one of your online objectives are to increase online reach and awareness, then the marketing channels that would be most effective to achieve that objective would be to utilize display ads or social media platforms or content marketing. If an online objective is to increase website sales, this is where we would use search engine marketing, search engine optimization, making sure that your website is found. Email marketing is where we also increase traffic through to the website, because the whole main objective of email marketing is to drive conversion back to to drive traffic back to the website, where conversion then ultimately happens. If one of your online objectives is to increase traffic to your website, then your marketing channels like search engine marketing, SEO, and email marketing will also be effective. To increase customer loyalty, we use social media platforms because loyal customers follow brands on social media. They spread the word on the company's behalf. Email marketing is very, very effective in terms of keeping customers loyal, giving them valuable content to make them come back. And then also valuable content marketing, giving handy tips, relevant information, advice, detailed content about topics that really matter to your audience. Then lastly, the important thing is to then plan your activity. So this is where we now decide exactly what it is that we need to, how are we going to execute in terms of utilizing these channels that we've chosen to meet our objectives. Looking at Max's statement again, Max says, my online objectives are to reach more people in my local area and get more returning customers. I don't have a website yet as it's too much of an investment right now. How can digital marketing, how can I use digital marketing to help me? So here's how he could approach his challenge strategically. Firstly, to make sure that the business is listed on Google My Business. Google My Business is a fantastic tool to be found, especially for local businesses in local areas where users are searching for a product or a service in their area or close to where they are. And you can also create a free website on Google My Business. Not sure if you knew that, but if you have a verified Google My Business listing, you can really create a free website with all functionalities in there. So maybe go and have a look if you haven't explored this before. What also could work in Max's case is to set up a Facebook page. This is a great place to collect reviews and also to post pictures of customer hairstyles or what the salon looks like inside, or giving his users or his target audience or his followers a feel of his business and how they can experience looking beautiful when they walk out of his business. Also, Max could use Facebook advertising to target people in his local area with an offer to attract more customers. Right, so let me just check in the chat. I see the chat is really busy. Nelson asked, what are the target audiences for your businesses? So I see Cisco has mentioned that they are targeting final year students, honorary students, and master students. Oh, fantastic. Thank you very much. We'd love to hear about your target audiences, and maybe you can pick up a whole lot of tips today that can help you reach your customers online. So Yondo asks, is the Google website only available for brick and mortar? No, it's available for all types of businesses. And you can then also, if you have an online business, definitely create your Google website. So yes, it's not only for brick and mortar or physical location stores. Right, okay, so then next step is to really measure and now define what is success going to look like. So if you meet your objectives, what would it look like? When will you know whether you've actually achieved your objectives or not? And that is why your objectives needs to be really specific. SMART, and I'm sure you've seen this before, is an acronym that enables teams and individuals to set goals and really measure success. So your SMART objectives need to be really specific. So don't just pluck ideas out of thin air. The SMART acronym helps us to give it more structure in terms of our objectives that we need to focus on. So in terms of specific, what exactly do you want to achieve? Who, what, when, where, and how do you want to attract these target audiences to your website? Give your goal as much detail and thought as possible. A SMART goal is not getting as much traffic to your website as possible. How much is as much as possible? Is it 100 visitors to your site? Is it 1,000 visitors to your site in a month? You need to be really clear. The M is for measurable, which means you need to be able to quantify or qualify if your goals have been achieved. Which metrics will show success in your case? Would the metrics that would make sense for your business be the number of visitors to your site or the number of online sales? Or if you want to maybe increase your followers, but be really very specific and give it a number. If you do not give it a number, you may run a YouTube campaign and have 1.2 million views on your video. Is that good? Is it terrible? For some companies, 1.2 million video views are terrible results. For other companies, it is a fantastic result. So you need to be really clear how to measure and pin a number to those objectives. They obviously your goals need to be achievable. So do you really have the time, the skills, and the resources to turn your goals into reality? And obviously they need to be realistic. So the goals that you've set, are they likely to be achieved, or is it merely a dream? It is possible to get 1 million visitors to your website a day, but is it really realistic at the moment? Or should you rather scale up over time? And then also you need to give it a time when you are going to measure whether you've achieved success or not. So by when do you want to complete the goals? What is the time frame or the end date that you have in mind? By giving your goals a date, it will ensure that you are motivated and continuously moving forward. Right, so now that we know what SMART goals are, let's try to set one. Right, so in terms of setting your SMART objectives and letting them help you to measure the success of your activity, let's look at a few broad objectives first. For example, to increase online sales. To increase online sales is the broad objective, but how do we make it a SMART objective, right? And a SMART objective is when you can clearly define you want to increase your online sales by 20% within 3 months, right? That is a SMART objective. It's measurable, there's a time allocated to it, and you can really then quantify whether you have achieved your goals or not. Another broad goal could be to increase brand awareness. To be really smart about it, you can then say you want to increase your brand awareness on Facebook specifically by growing your audience with new people by 40%. Because then, but the only thing that is missing there is the when, right? So by when does the 40% need to be achieved? So be really clear about when you set these goals. Right, so let's look at Max the hairdresser and let's look at a possible digital marketing plan for him. Right, so in terms of the business goal, so we now know that Max wants to reach more people in his local area and he wants to get more customers through his door. He has defined his audience as females between the age of 39 and 45 in his local area, and also past customers. So this would include current and past customers. Then the channels that would work for Max would be local SEO, or like a Google My Business listing, where users are looking for local solutions around them or where they are located, and a Facebook page. In terms of the activity, he could then build a website and boost visibility on Google My Business and use Facebook advertising to target people in his local area. His online objective will then be to increase his online reach and then to increase returning customers. So what does his SMART objective look like? Max's SMART objective could be to increase his Facebook page likes for new people by 50% within the next month, and then also to increase his bookings and appointments from past customers by 20% in the next quarter. So now Max actually has a plan, even with limited resources. It's really effective in terms of really knowing what it is that he would like to achieve firstly as a business owner, and secondly, being really clear about how he's going to use digital marketing channels within his budget and resources to actually achieve measurable results that will make a difference in his business in terms of revenue and profit. Right, let's just pause for a moment before we move on to the next section. Are there any questions you may need or may have? Let us know. Let's type your questions in the chat. Thank you, Nelson. I see that you are manning all the questions in there. I don't see any new questions just yet. But if you have any, let us know. Thanks, Nelson. Right, so let's look at how to harness the power of digital advertising then. So now we need to have a look at how to get started with search engine marketing. So what you are seeing on your screen right now is a search engine results page. So the appearance of the results page adapts to the search that is made. So the person that is searching, whoever types in a search term on Google, the search engine result page or the results will adapt to where that person is located. It will pick up past search behavior, the location, and other elements based on the searcher who is actually typing in the search bar. Now, the first thing you will notice on the screen is the search query. So this is what someone has typed into Google. And then the results that come up are then shown either as ads or organic listings. So ads are the results in the blue block, and those are paid listings that appear above the organic listings. And then the sponsored or ad icon appear next to these. So organic listings are the sites that appear after the ads in the green block, and these have then been optimized to appear at the top of the search, or they've applied search engine optimization techniques. Right, so just to summarize, the search query is the top section in yellow. The blue section is paid text and shopping ads, and then the green section are organic search listings. Now, this is really important to make sure that your website can be found, because most users or people who perform a search on search engines don't make it past page 1. So there are multiple pages of results when they are looking for specific content or keywords or information, but hardly or very few users actually make it past that very first page. So let's look at a process for search engine marketing. Firstly, you really need to understand your customers, because this is what makes everything else happen. If you understand who your customers are, which keywords they will use to look for the solution that you have to offer, you need to make sure that you brainstorm good keywords to bid on in your ads, and that may be relevant to your target audience. What are the words that they are going to look for? They may not look for very technical or complicated terms when they're looking for your solution. So which keywords are they then going to use? So you need to be really clear, get into the mind of your consumer to understand how they are going to perform search. Then create ad copy. Now, to create good ads, we also need to understand what our target audience wants, because your Google ads will only be displayed if a user actually types in the search query or the keywords that you are bidding on. And then you need to pull it all together. So this may sound a bit intimidating, but it's really very simple. I'm going to take you through each step. Right, so how do search engine marketing then compare to search engine optimization? Now, SEO or search engine optimization in itself is free, which of course is the main benefit. So you pay nothing to search engines like Google, and you rank based on relevancy to the search query. Now, search engine marketing is where you pay, but only when someone actually clicks on your ad. If your ad is shown 10 times or your ad is served 10 times, but it's only clicked on once, you pay once, depending on the bidding option or the bidding optimization that you have chosen. Now, we then optimize by sending relevancy signals to Google based on the web pages, the incoming links, and other factors like reviews on your website. So with search engine marketing, we just choose the keyword and the bid. So it's much easier to be visible for important keywords than SEO. Where SEO is for longer term results, SEO takes time before it is effective and actually produce the results, where search engine marketing can give quick results. So a balance between the two approaches is always a good strategy, where search engine marketing can help to achieve your short-term goals, and SEO can then help to achieve your long-term goals very cost effectively. So it can take a lot of time depending on the nature of the competition that you have out there and the type of search query that you're trying to rank for or be found for. Let me give an example. To rank for pizza on the first page may take months, but you can rank for pizza restaurant in Cape Town may only take a few weeks because it's more specific and there will be less competition overall. Right, so how do we get started then with search engine optimization? Now, let's start with the organic listings in search. So the method used to boost your visibility on search engines is called SEO, search engine optimization. And this process actually involves helping Google to understand what type of content is available on your web pages, and then creating an experience that is relevant for your website visitors or customers. So how do we get started? Now, Google Search Console is a free tool that can help to tell you more accurately and learn how your website ranks on Google search. Because this tool can also help to identify if there are any issues or errors or technical user experience fixes that need to be made on your site. And also it can measure things like the loading speed of your pages, right? And then it will make these errors or slow loading pages will make it hard for Google to rank you highly in search engine result pages. So then next, you should consider submitting a sitemap. So a sitemap is the structure of your website, and this helps the Google bots to understand what is available on your site, which videos or images or keywords or headlines or blog articles are available on your site. So this is when it comes to being indexed. So Google then understand how your website links together in terms of the different pages and other elements that are available on your website. Then we need to look at creating valuable content that your users actually really want. So not only Google, but all technical or all digital platforms value useful and fresh content that help users to find what they're looking for. Think about your own search behavior. Think about how frustrating it is if you're looking for something specific and you cannot find the relevant results in the search engine result pages. So a few tips for success. Unfortunately, there are no shortcuts for search engine optimization. There are no shortcuts. It's a long-term process. When people are searching and to improve your website's visibility, when people are searching for products and services like yours. And that's why keyword research is super important. Understand and discover which words or phrases people are looking for when they are searching for your products and services, which is related to what it is that you offer. The title and the meta description are also important because they both are used by search engines to generate the actual search result for the specific page. The title is then used to generate the first line that is shown in the search engine result page, and the meta description is that little written paragraph that is used to describe or to generate a few short sentences below the headline. Then you need to really publish useful, high quality content. Understand your customers, understand what their problems are that you can solve for them, right? And then optimize your content to suit their needs. We don't build websites for search engines. We build websites for people. We build websites for our clients to help them, to offer the solution that we have to offer to make their lives better. So if you build useful, relevant content and give your audience helpful content, it will naturally result in a better quality website. So make sure that your web pages are search friendly. This is where on-page optimization or the technical elements now become important. Or think about changes that you can make to your website's individual web pages that can quickly help search engines better understand your content. Right, so don't try techniques like keyword stuffing. That means where you repeatedly use the same keywords over and over again on your pages because the algorithms can actually pick it up and it's annoying to your consumers. So always think like your consumers. Don't try shortcuts. There are no shortcuts in SEO. So let's look at display ads. Now that we've had a look at search ads, let's look at the display advertising element. So display ads are typically visual content that these types of content are displayed on a variety of publisher websites or other websites, like the example on the screen, like a poster or a flyer, but it's only digital. Now, these display ads can come in all shapes and sizes, but they are predominantly image banners. So think about it. There are different ad formats available. There are text ads, image ads, video ads, and then also ads across mobile websites. So these visual ads can then be more effective in terms of getting people to click as more eye-catching content can actually stand out and get them to return back to your website. So how is display advertising then different from search advertising? Does anybody know? Anybody have an idea How is display advertising different from search advertising? Any ideas? Let us know in the chat. What are your thoughts and your experiences? Right, think about it. We've just had a quick look. How is display advertising different from search advertising? I see the chat is very busy. Thank you, Nelson, on the ball with all of your comments and answering the questions. Thank you very much. So I don't see any comments yet, but think about what is the difference between display and search advertising. Right, so there is a big difference, right? Now, display ads can be seen almost anywhere on the internet. But search ads will be limited to search engines like Google, and these will be text links and not image links. So yeah, thank you. I see the comments coming in now. Jane says, display ads would pop up in a picture, not something people search for. Absolutely. Brian says graphics versus keywords. Yes. Akona says display is about visual and search is when people search on Google. Pics instead of text. Fantastic. Yeah, absolutely. All 100% right. Right. So yes, search is focused around addressing those search queries. And then the likelihood to generate sales is higher as we understand exactly what the user is searching for. Where display advertising, we don't always have a clear understanding of what the user is interested in, as we are then serving ads against the content that they are viewing. For example, Yusuf's Italian restaurant may want to show a banner ad on the food section of a specific digital newspaper to build local awareness, right? So where one is keyword based, the other option is image based. Right, so let's look at the process for display advertising. Now, again, the first element is to understand your customers because this is what makes everything happen, right? Once you really deeply understand your customers, their behaviors, their search terms that they use, and what it is that they're looking for, it will actually come naturally for you to create the right content for them. Then find keywords, and this is where you need to brainstorm good keywords that you want to bid in on your ads. And also what will be relevant to your target audience, because if they're not going to search for the keywords that you're bidding on, then your results will be really poor. Next is to create your ad copy or your creative. And in order to create good ads, you really need to understand what your target customer wants and then put it all together, right? So it's kind of like rinse and repeat, right? It's always focusing on your customers and giving them relevant content. So let's look at social advertising then. Now, there are different social media channels that we can advertise on, and paid advertising on these social networks like Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn are also known as paid social media advertising or social media marketing. Now, you may already, and some of you do, based on the comments that you added in earlier, you already may have a presence on these platforms. But advertising then can allow you to find hard to reach potential customers. So social media advertising allows you to target and retarget those ideal consumers. With sophisticated targeting capabilities, social media platforms like Facebook can really help to target your ideal buyers based on their interests and behaviors, which then will allow you to drive relevant traffic back to your website because that's where conversion happens. So this is then the best way to get the most out of your marketing spend. People spend time on social media. And this can help to increase brand recognition. It helps to divert traffic through to your website. And this helps you to reach specific target audiences on different social media sites where they are spending their time. And then help to retarget them once they have engaged with your brand or your assets before. Can be really cost effective and in many cases free. And also one of the main objectives is to generate leads. So now again, what are the main differences between organic and paid social media, right? Do you know? Any thoughts? I'm not going to stand still too long on this slide, but just think about the differences between paid and social media or organic and social media content. All right, so organic social media. Now, it's kind of like organic is another word for natural. So think of it that way. This is where your content is available for free. So your views, your actions, or your clicks from posts are absolutely free. Content will appear on your business profiles, on your social media platforms, and in people's newsfeed. But you can only reach your followers and friends of your followers. Where paid social media is where you pay for those interactions, those views, those actions, those clicks from those posts or ads. Your ads can then appear in many more places and reach anyone based on your targeting criteria, even people who are not following you. Right. So again, rinse and repeat, right? So the process for social media advertising is to choose your objective. Be really clear. What is it that you are trying to achieve with your social media ad? Again, define your audience. Who are they? What are the interests? Where do they interact? Which social platforms are they on? Create your creative and then set your budget. Let's just take a moment. Any questions? Right. Yonder says that both organic and paid social media is relevant. It depends on the campaign. Absolutely. Right. Now, you've heard a lot from me today, but before we end this session, I would like to just take another few minutes just to answer a few questions and let us know if you have any comments or advice or you want to share experiences, and you are welcome to type them in the chat. Right. So we are going to focus on more detailed information in tomorrow's sessions. So today is just foundation, but you are welcome to join us again tomorrow when we're going to talk a little bit more. Again, a reminder about the free mentoring sessions that are available from Google. So Nelson will type in the links for us in the comments. If you do need help, our highly skilled Google mentors are available to help you with some free mentoring sessions for your business. Now, we've said a lot today, but what are your next steps? Right? Sorry, I just see there's a question from Nicolene that says, how do you gain more followers on social media? Nicolene, that's a very good question. So the key to success is to be consistent, right? To show up consistently for your followers on social media. But the key to successful social media growth is to create shareable content that your followers will share to their networks. That's when we grow social media platforms effectively and naturally or organically, right? So when we create content that's relevant, that our users actually want to share to their networks, that's when the word spreads and more people will find that your content is helpful, and that will give them a reason to come back to your social media platforms. Right. So the secret to success is shareable content. There's a big difference between likable content and shareable content. Likes don't always mean money in the bank, right? So yes, engagement is good. We want the likes, the comments, but we want the shares, because when followers share content to their news feeds, that's how we're going to grow our following organically, and our followers will stay loyal and active on our pages. That's the organic way. Then obviously you can also run ad campaigns to target potential followers that would benefit from your content, to also then grow your page or your followers. Yes, Mulalo says it's about consistency. Yeah, absolutely. I cannot agree with you more. It's about showing up consistently for your audience, but with relevant, helpful content and not just selling to them. Yeah, absolutely. Likes don't convert. So yes, we do need the engagement, right? The algorithms on social want engagement. The algorithms want likes and actions, but likes, as Siska says, don't always convert. What are conversions? Actions. Your users, your followers, your consumers taking that next step to become a paying customer and ultimately a loyal customer. Yeah, all right. So Jane says, employ a good editor to trim and perfect your content. Right, fantastic. Okay, Udette says to do thought leadership posts. Absolutely. In the services industry, like insurance or more where professional services instead of products are offered, then thought leadership posts are fantastic types of content to just differentiate you from your competitors. Right. Siska also mentions that organic is definitely more frustrating, but found it more rewarding personally. Absolutely. Yes, I do agree with you 100%. Right. Okay. So coming back to your next steps, what are your next steps? Right. So today's session is just the beginning. We are offering a range of training sessions and more advanced training sessions. But think about it. What is one thing that you can do or change or start or stop or continue doing after today's session? What do you need to implement first? Right? So think about it for a moment. You don't need to answer us in the chat, but what are those little things that you can then focus on in terms of really getting found by the right audience? So you are more than welcome to follow the Google Digital Skills social media platforms. We are on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, and Nelson is sharing all the links for us in the chat. And there are also a host of free courses available. So you are welcome to join us. The Digital Marketing Academy is a Google training partner. So we offer all of these courses absolutely for free. So if you would like to build your digital skills and your knowledge, stay tuned, right? And you are welcome to join us for further training sessions. So that brings us to the end of today's session. I would like to say thank you very much for joining in. You are super welcome to join us again tomorrow. Thank you, Nelson, for manning the chat for us. And if you have any further questions, we'll stay on and please feel free to let us know. Thank you and take care. Thank you for joining, everybody. Thanks for being active in the chat, and we hope to see you tomorrow again. Thank you, Yondo. Thank you, Tash, Nicolene, everybody. Thank you that joined. Welcome, and we hope to see you again tomorrow. Have a fantastic afternoon.